Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga has asked IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati and Director of Public Prosecutions Nuruddin Haji to dismiss calls by Deputy President William Ruto's United Democratic Alliance UDA for prosecution of 5 cabinet secretaries and 1 principal secretary for involving themselves in the August presidential campaigns. Through his chief legal advisor Paul Mwangi, Odinga says the Supreme Court settled with finality the question of cabinet secretaries' participation in partisan politics and terms UDA's complaints duplicitous, aimed at laying the ground to contest his victory after the August polls. But as Francis Kishuri reports, Ruto and UDA had particularly raised issues with cabinet secretaries Dr. Fred Matiang'i and Joe Musheru, whose dockets are critical in management of the upcoming general election.
The game of wits pitting the two perceived horses in the August State House race, Raila Odinga and William Ruto, has the electoral body IEBC and Directorate of Public Prosecutions roped in. Odinga, through his presidential campaign's chief legal advisor Paul Mwangi, has responded to 2 letters Ruto had penned to IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati and Director of Public Prosecutions Nuruddin Haji last month through UDA Secretary General Veronica Maina. UDA had petitioned Haji to prosecute Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i, ICT's Joe Musheru, Eugene Wamalo of Defense, Transport and Infrastructure CS James Macharia, as well as his environment counterpart Keriako Tobiko for openly backing Odinga's presidential bid. Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Karanja Kibicho was also listed as a culprit. UDA accusing the 6 senior government officials of violating Section 16 of the Public Officer and Ethics Act of 2003 and Section 23 of the Leadership and Integrity Act of 2012, but Odinga, in the letter penned by Mwangi and addressed to Chebukati and Haji, has dismissed UDA complaints, terming them a misleading interpretation of Section 23 of the Leadership and Integrity Act that exempts cabinet secretaries and county executive members from involvement in partisan politics. Ruto and his team had asked Haji to use Section 15 of the Election Offences Act of 2016 that criminalizes participation of public officers in political party activities or endorsement of candidates in political contests. A violation of this law would attract a 1 million shillings fine or a jail term of 3 years for those found culpable by courts. However, the Azimio presidential candidate has defended the involvement of cabinet secretaries in his State House bid since the Supreme Court had in 2017 found nothing unconstitutional in their participation in political campaigns. UDA particularly cited Matiang'i and Musheru for backing Odinga's bid, yet their dockets were key players in management of the August general election.
Of concern to us is the critical role the Ministry of ICT plays in supervising and overseeing the Communications Authority of Kenya.
To first of all protest the interference, the purported interference, the undertones, the implied message in Musheru's video, the one that clearly shows that there could be something they are planning behind the scenes.
There are people who keep on saying that I'm planning to hack, I don't know, I have teams, but all that is politics. It's not reality.
According to Odinga's presidential secretariat, issues raised by UDA and its flag bearer in the State House race that is 59 days away were a strategy in establishing grounds for mounting a legal challenge at the Supreme Court to reject presidential election results. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.